So I met my guru, Swami Muktananda, in 1975. And about a year after meeting him, he was returning to India, and he said, well, get a job, come to India after you've saved your money. And through a series of amazing events, I ended up getting a really nice job driving in New York City, where I had never driven before, but I was hired by a very wealthy person there who had me as his personal driver. You know, you could call me a chauffeur, but he wanted me to dress in just normal clothes and look like any person. But I was pretty much available for him all day long, 5 days a week. And that gave me a lot of time hanging out because, a lot of times he would just go somewhere and say, I had a, what do you call it?
Pager.
What?
Pager.
Yeah, pager. So, there would be hours where I was just waiting for a pager to come. And at that time, I was deeply immersed in reading the commentary of my guru on sutras from this tradition. I'm going to say a lot more about what the Kashmir Shaivism tradition is, but I want to kind of introduce it with this story. So I was reading his commentaries on various sutras from this tradition, and they were very rich. And one that I was really contemplating deeply a lot was, it states, na shivam vidyate kvachit. Nothing that is not Shiva, nothing that is not divine consciousness exists anywhere. So I was really feeling into this and thinking about this and playing with this sutra. Here's some of his commentary on that one. Shiva pervades everywhere without being different from anything. How can anything be other than Shiva? Consciousness, the supreme energy, spreads everywhere in the universe. She is matter and material objects, and consciousness and conscious beings. She takes on attributes, yet she is without attributes. It is she who is sporting everywhere. How can there be anything different from her? In the universe that is only the play of consciousness, what could be impure or unclean? That which the ignorant see as the phenomenal universe is in reality the playful outer manifestation of consciousness. What can be done if a deluded person thinks that a rope is a snake? The snake and the fear and the trembling, the stuttering speech, the palpitation of the heart caused by the appearance of this are an illusion. The rope alone is the immutable truth. The imagined snake is the sport of the rope. Shiva is the isness of everything. Shiva is real. Shiva is all-pervading. He never ceases to exist. He never vanishes. He is eternal, whether he is perceived to be so or not. He is everything. He is in the fallen in the same measure as in the redeemed, as much in the wicked as in the enlightened, as much in the sinner as in the saint, as much in an atom as the vastest cosmos, as much in a drop as in an ocean. He is beyond all limitation of space, time, or substance. He is everywhere. He is everlasting. He is in all, ever perfect. Indeed, to think that nothing is without Shiva is to see Shiva. So this was the flavor that I was cultivating, many hours a day over several months. And this if any of those words landed in your heart, then you get a sense of the flavor. So often my boss would travel to Philadelphia or other places, and once we were driving back from Philadelphia at 1 o'clock in the morning, he was in the back seat with his wife. Rock music was blaring out of the radio, and I was immersed in this contemplation. This is all Shiva. I'm Shiva. He's Shiva. She's Shiva. It's all Shiva. And suddenly, bang, it was like, it went from a thought, it went to an absolute obvious fact. Obvious fact. Stunning. And then right in that moment, the radio played "All You Need Is Love." And as the words of that struck me, it was like, oh, yes. And then the thought came up, wow, this is so wonderful. This must be where the great beings live all the time. This must be the path of the great beings. And right at that moment, a big semi-truck rolled up beside me, and on it in big letters was "Path Mark." And I thought, wow, I'd like to live here all the time. And as the truck rolled past, on the back was written, "Open 24 hours a day."
Wonderful.
So this is one of many, many, many kind of spontaneous revelations that happen in my life pretty much, on a frequent basis, and Kimberly's life and the lives of many of the people that we work with. That there's a sense of what Joel, I think, often calls hidden continuities that are actually there for us to discover any time. Then they're not hidden; they're revelations, but they're here all the time. And then the attunement allows that to be discovered. So this is really kind of the essence of what has come to me through immersion in Kashmir Shaivism. Discovery of this very playful relationship with consciousness that's playing in each of us and playing all around us. One of the great saints, or the great realized beings in this tradition, Laleshwari, a female siddha, or realized being, this is one of her poems. Playfully you hid from me. All day I looked. Then I discovered I was you. And the celebration of that began.